From the minute you change your assumption to the minute you get your manifestation is not just a process. It has already happened. You are just tuning into the frequency or the wish fulfilled or the person that already has it. Hey beautiful people, this is Chris Park, back to you guys with another video. I'm going to be discussing today law of assumption, right? And what it means and how you can apply it to your life, even though for the most part it is just a little bit in the same way as law of attraction, where you're attracting something to you, but instead of attracting, you're assuming. If you're new here, hi, my name is Chris Park. I'm a mental alchemist. I love to study energies, masculine and feminine energies, but for short, I love to discuss manifestation. I am so sorry if my words aren't, you can't really hear me very well, or what is going on. I'm currently sick. I don't feel well, and it's a lot to like even push out this video right now. I'm just like, I was so up to it, and then when I turn the camera on, now I'm not. Okay, so real quick, let's discuss. Law of assumption is when you assume something into law, okay? It's assuming that it will happen for you. So let's say I want a SP. If I want an SP, all I have to do is assume I already have an SP. It's much so like Goddard had said, living in the end. It takes you to the end step faster. Whereas attraction, the law of attraction, was attracting it to you, you becoming the vibration of it. But with law of assumption, you already are the vibration of it because you assumed that it's already happening. It's a clear, definite understanding. And this is 100 times more effective than the law of attraction because you are changing your self-concept, your beliefs, your understanding of things. And so what is going to happen is your subconscious mind is going to look for it, whatever you want, the money, the wealth, the abundance, the health, your SP. It's going to look for it in the 3D world. And if it's not there, it's going to produce it. Your inner state is saying that it is there. Your state of being is saying that it is there. And a lot of the times, the little tricky parts you can get in with manifestation is that your brain will cook things up into the 3D reality. Your subconscious brain will make things happen in the 3D reality that would be the opposite of what you are assuming. But when you persist in the knowing of something, you persist that you know and assume that it is done. It is done. And it has no other way but to come to you faster, easier, and effectively. Okay? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's only transferable. So when we take our energy off of what is not going right in our lives, what isn't working in our lives, and we switch it to what is working in our lives, gratitude, the things we want in our lives, and focusing on it and having an awareness to it and having that positive mentality to it, energy then transfers over to it being done. Do you understand? Okay. We don't attract what we want. We attract who we are. Okay, so the fastest way to even get to your wish fulfilled is to become the version of you that has the wish fulfilled. That is the fastest way. This is another video, but this correlates to law of assumption because when you assume something is done, you are living in wish fulfillment. You are living in an environment where you know that this is consciously happening. This is you will feel it, you will know it, Feel it and know it into being. Feel it and know it into being. And it will appear. And when it appears, you will have to maintain it by your subconscious. So if you have subconscious blocks, you may be able to receive wealth, but in 3, 4, couple months, couple years down the line, you will lose everything if your subconscious blocks do not align with your current reality. And this is why it's so important. This is why law of assumption is so great, so important, because the law of assumption, when you assume something is done, your belief is that it is done. And so when it is done and you feel it and you feel the wealth and you feel like a wealthy person, it becomes into the 3D reality. So real quick, I want to talk about how this actually comes in, how your manifestation comes faster when you do law of assumption. And it really comes down to the core principle of what assumption is. Assumption is believing something as a fact. You believe that as a fact. If I believe that every time I talk to my father, he responds in a negative way, that's what's going to happen. That's not true, but what I'm saying, I'm giving an example. So if I believe my mother is just someone that I just cannot get along with, that will persist in my reality until I change the belief that me and my mother get along. And this is why assumption is so, you can assume something into fact so well that it becomes a core belief and it will persist in your reality. If you believe that you do not deserve money, money will persist into your reality as coming and going, because you will probably do the affirmations, all the inner work, but you may not do the work, the internal, the deep down internal work of changing your subconscious beliefs. I do deserve money. Not only am I a money magnet, I do deserve it because I'm somebody that the money wants. That's the little secret I kind of use to manifest money, and it works. Okay, so wishing, wanting, needing, that is all lack vibration, right? If we attract certain things to our lives, we attract them through vibration. It is told. So the law of assumption, when you are walking in a law of assumption, you're assuming something into fact. You're walking that path that this is the way it is and this is the way it's going to be. And when you're walking on that path and you assume something into fact, it persists. So how do we correlate to the things that we want? The first step is not wanting it. What? But I want it. No, not wanting it. You do not put on the vibration that you want something, because want is lack. So if you want to have something, it already has to be done. You already have to feel the vibration of done. So SP, for example, if I want to attract an SP, I have to assume that me and my SP are already together, that there's already this love between us, that he's texting me every day and calling me every day and socializing with me every day. And if that's not in the 3D yet, keep assuming, persisting in the knowing of it until it turns into fact. Because with law of assumption, it will become fact because you're living in the wish fulfilled. Now, what is hard for some people is navigating the 3D reality, because we are very reactive people to things. And, excuse me, sorry. We're very reactive people to things. And so we want to react to the 3D reality. We want to, when something doesn't go our way, I'm always getting what I want every minute of the day. I'm always talking to my SP because he loves to talk to me. You persist in this feeling. And when you're going to feel it is when you close your eyes and have that moment with yourself and realization that you are not, in fact, this body, this 3D version of yourself. You are, in fact, a spiritual being. And you could feel, your imagination is so beyond that you can feel, see, do anything just here, just sitting here. And that is the superpower. That is when life starts to change, when you start to master that core essence of yourself. That you are, in fact, a creator. You are, in fact, a creator. You are a limitless manifester. You are someone that can assume something into fact. This goes for positive things and negative things. So be aware, have awareness of your mental understanding and what you are thinking constantly on a daily basis. Some people are like, well, when does it stop? No, we are always constantly working on ourselves. This is the simulation. This is the reality. Everything is a mirror. We are constantly searching for ourselves and things and giving things meaning because that's what our brain does. It gives everything. It wants to categorize things into meaning, and but the fastest way to manifest is by not giving things meaning and giving the things you want a meaning. Giving the things you want a good ass meaning, you know? And so I'm sorry if my voice sounds horrible. I do not like being sick. But I wanted to get this video out here. I wanted to talk about the law of assumption, why it's 100 times more effective than the law of attraction, because we are not attracting anything to us because we are actually that thing. How does water attract more water to it? It doesn't. It just becomes more water. Water just becomes a bigger body of water. Is that correct? Whether that's in a pool, whether that's in a lake, whether that's in the ocean, when more water is added to it, it just still becomes and remains water. Okay, so assume that when you want your manifestation and you see it in a different way and you want to experience it, just become the version of you that is experiencing it. Literally write down the version of you that has that thing and what they do in their daily life and how they act and how they talk and how they speak and how they walk and how they do this and that, and then start to become that person every single day, and then kick out the negative beliefs, the subconscious blocks. Work on those. Discover them. They're going to be hidden at first. You're not going to know which ones are which or what is really holding you back from getting this thing, because the 1 minute you change your assumption, from the minute you change your assumption to the minute you get your manifestation, is not just a process. It has already happened. You are just tuning into the frequency or the wish fulfilled or the person that already has it. When you discover and know that there is no separation between you and the reality you desire, you will then understand that it just happens. It just naturally happens. I would love to know, and I would love to help anybody that's having blocks, subconscious blocks, or just your manifestation isn't here yet and you're like, what am I doing wrong? I would love to talk about it. Shoot me an email down in the link, the bio. And I love you guys. Yeah. So, yeah, take care.